Hello, my name is Linda Dolke. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up here in Australia, and today I'm going to be making this cool little card with you. It's being made with a set called Touches of Texture, which is a retiring stamp set, and I'm going to showcase this beautiful white gel pen colouring technique. I hope you enjoy the video. So today, guys, we're going to be making this great little card, and I'm using this fabulous set called Touches of Texture. This is actually a 2-box set. It has a total of 15 stamps, and it is actually on the retiring list, so that means it's shortly going to be discontinued as at the end of May, beginning of June 2019, unless it sells out first, in which case it will go a little earlier, but I wanted to use it while I had the chance because it's such a pretty set. So there's some line drawing images, line drawn images, and there's also some more solid images. There's beautiful, I love this. This is my favorite stamp in the set. And there's some splatters and backgrounds and small elements. So a lot of fun to use, and I'm going to show you how I did it to make this kind of slightly vintage looking card. So we're going to start with, I'm using a piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to just fold that in half, and of course you go over that edge with your bone folder to make it nice and flat. I'll just pop it aside for now, and then I've got a piece of soft suede, which is the size of the card front, so you can see that fits just neatly inside that folded card base. And then I've also got a piece of designer series paper. Now this one is from the Share What You Love designer series paper set, and we'll just go ahead and glue that straight on. This is beautiful paper, and it is also being discontinued, and it's got this gorgeous kind of, I hope you can see that in the light there, almost like an embossed kind of an image to it. And I'm just going to pop that just inside the soft suede piece so that I've got like the same amount of border all the way around on these 3 sides. And then over here on this side, that's where this piece of So Saffron cardstock is going to go. Okay, just there like that. So I'll put the measurements for these up on the screen, but I'm going to stamp this first. So I'm actually using that beautiful kind of lace stamp that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to use the soft suede ink to ink that up. And this is actually quite a quick and simple card, but it really is effective. Now I'm just going to bring my head over here into the middle. I'll do it right in the middle to start with. And you can see how beautiful this stamp is. Can you see that? It's just gorgeous. It really is like lace. I'm actually going to ink up the end, and I just want to extend that a little bit more towards that bottom bit. And because it's sort of a indistinct design, it doesn't really matter that we're going over it, because it kind of will just all kind of blend in with the background. Okay, so now I've got a piece that I can use, and I'm going to go ahead and put some snail on the back of that, or whatever adhesive you prefer to use, and I'm going to pop that right here in the middle. So this is my Fancy Friday video. I try and do a video every Friday if I can, and I do call it Fancy Friday. But last Friday I was away in Auckland, so I did it early last week. So that was the watercoloured waterfront card that I did. That was really popular. Alright, okay, so now I've got a piece of crumb cake cardstock that I've already gone ahead and cut with one of the largest of my layering circles dies. So you just need a large circle, but you know, you could easily do this on a square or whatever shape you have at your disposal. You just need to make sure that there's plenty of room for the image. And I'm actually going to start out by using this same lace stamp again. I just closed up the soft suede ink, which was silly because I need it again. That's okay. Right, so I'm going to just sort of bring this in. I just want to kind of create a little bit of a background. Okay, just like that. And I've also, from the same set, got this beautiful big splattery kind of effect. And I don't want that to be too dark. I'm going to stamp that off onto my paper and then just pop it here in the middle. So I kind of get a lighter splatter. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my flower design. And I'm going to just bring that down a little bit so I can see where I'm going. I want the top of this flower design to be right up near the top of the circle. I probably could have brought it down a little bit, but it's still fine. Okay, and this is where we're going to colour with our white gel pen. Now, I have made videos on exactly how to get the best results when you're using white gel pen colouring. I love this technique. I just think it's really quite classy. And because we've done our splatter first, when we colour over the top, the colour will completely hide any splatter behind, so it's actually going to make the whole image pop a little more. So what you want to do is get that ball rolling at the end of the pen. If anyone's interested, I'll pop the information about the other video with all the tips in the comments below. That will work. And then I'm also going to just speed up the videos so that you haven't got to see me sit here and do this for the next couple of minutes. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. There's just a couple of spots that might need a little bit more white. Okay, but you can see, hopefully, how the white flowers really pop against the splatter in the background there. If you wanted to, you could come in and add a little bit more, I'll just stamp it off a little bit more splatter just around the edges. Totally up to you though. I want it to look, I guess a little bit grungy, a little bit antique. And I'm really quite happy with that. So just remember, you want to stay inside the lines so you can still see the line detail of the stamp. So you're actually making sure you stay. And when you're using a gel pen, I would go with a broad tip gel pen. So it's the broad, not the narrow one doesn't do the same job nearly as well. It looks more scratchy, whereas this will give you a better result. Okay, all right, so that's ready to go. I've got a little strip here that is just going to go across. You can see where I've put the word Dear Friend. And the Dear Friend actually is from a different set because this Touches of Texture set doesn't have any words in it. I used it from the very vintage set here, Dear Friend, but you could use any stamp set. That one's retiring as well. That one though is a host set. So that one's only available with a $250 order. So if you are putting in a larger order, you might want to think about adding that one to your list because, yep, it's going to discontinue as well. So let me just line this up. I find if I've got my piece straight on my grid paper, it just makes it easier for me to make sure that I'm stamping straight as well. Okay, and then you could either use a dauber to go around. In the absence of a dauber, you can just use your ink pad to very, very gently do the edges. So ink pad, dauber, sponge, whatever you prefer. I do think it looks better though. It's worth going to the effort of doing that. I'm just going to run some snail along the back of it. And here we go. We've got our piece here. I'm going to bring this up probably a bit over an inch or, a couple of centimeters above the bottom. And then this piece here is going to end up right here like this. But we want to put that on dimensionals. I've got some mini dimensionals. Somebody asked me the other day, are mini dimensionals the same height as regular dimensionals? And yep, they're pretty much the same. They're just smaller and to be honest, bigger dimensionals would have been probably just as good, if not better, for this, but I've got mini ones on hand, so that's what I'm using. Alright, so now I'm going to pop this right here so it just goes over the edge. I want it to just go over the edge of my piece like that. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to add a little bit of this burlap ribbon. The burlap ribbon is fabulous and it's not retiring, but this ribbon here, which is the tea room, and it's copper trimmed, that one is retiring. So what I'm doing is I'm actually I'm going to just tie a knot with this. You really can't tie bows with the burlap ribbon. It's too thick. It's not really a great ribbon for. It's great for tying knots, just not so much for bows. And I just want to pull it into shape, and then I'm going to get my scissors, my good old ribbon scissors, and I'm going to chop that. And I'm also going to chop it over here as well. Let's see if I think that's all right. Yep, that's pretty good. Maybe just a little shorter. You can have it chopped wherever you would like to, and that's going to end up being popped on here like this. Let me just put the whole thing together. Just take a moment. So you can see it's a quick and easy card, but that white gel pen colouring really gives it a great pop. But it's an easy card. You don't need all that many special tools. If you don't have big shot dies, you can cut a circle with a larger circle punch. That would be fine too. And then that will end up here. And you will notice this card on my blog, and over the next couple of months will be featuring a lot, well about 6 weeks, we'll be featuring a lot of our products that are retiring, so you get a good look at them before they're gone forever. So if you wanted to order them, you can make sure you don't miss out on these before they're gone. So I hope you like that. As you can see, it looks almost the same as the first one. The ribbon's tiny bit different, but other than that, it's pretty much the same card, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.